Here's an interview style Q&A based on the key points from the video. Interview. Let's start with a basic question. What's the difference between DML statements and database methods in Apex? Candidate. The main difference is how they handle errors. DML statements will roll back the entire transaction if any errors occur. Database methods, on the other hand, allow for partial success. If some records fail, the rest can still be processed successfully. Interview. I see. And what are the governance limits to keep in mind when using DML operations? Candidate. There are a couple key limits. 1. You can only insert a maximum of 10,000 records in a single DML operation. 2. You can only execute up to 150 DML statements in a single transaction. Interview. Good. Now, let's say I have 1000 accounts and I need to create a contact for each one. How would you optimize the code to avoid hitting those governance limits? Candidate. The issue with the original code is that it was performing the DML operations inside the loop. This would cause the 150 DML statement limit to be hit very quickly. The optimized approach is to first gather all the accounts into a collection, then create the contacts and add them to another collection. Finally, perform a single DML operation to insert all the contacts at once, rather than in the loop. Interview. Excellent. That makes sense. Another key concept. What are SOQL for loops and how do they help with governance limits? Candidate. SOQL for loops allow you to process query results in batches, rather than bringing the entire result set into memory at once. This helps avoid hitting the heap size governance limit. The Salesforce runtime automatically handles the batching, so you don't have to worry about it. Interview. Great explanation. One more question. What are some common Apex exceptions you might encounter, and how would you handle them? Candidate. Some of the most common Apex exceptions include DML exceptions. Occur when a DML operation fails, like a required field is missing. Null pointer exceptions happen when you try to access a variable that is null. Query exceptions arise from issues with SOQL queries, like trying to insert more records than the query returned. To handle these, you would wrap your code in try-catch blocks to catch specific exceptions and take appropriate action, like retrying the operation or providing a meaningful error message. Interview. Wonderful. You've demonstrated a solid understanding of these Apex concepts. I think you're well prepared for your upcoming Apex interview. Let me know if you have any other questions. Candidate. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to walk through these key topics. The practice interview format was very helpful. I feel much more confident going into my Apex interview now.